All right, good afternoon. It is Tuesday, September 30th, 2025, and we just wrapped up the month of September. So I figured I'd open with the monthly chart, and that is a nice bull bar that we ended September on. But notice it's at the top of this channel. So, uh, you know, I think we're going to correct. I think October is going to be a bear month. On the weekly chart, we look pretty normal, so we could just we could go higher. But also on the daily chart, it wouldn't be surprising if we had a two-legged pullback and we get a few days of red back to the EMA. So that's what I think. Only time will tell. Here's the 17,000 tick chart, and this is what I was thinking would happen. I think I said it a couple days ago in my video. We have this one leg up, we have a second leg up, and this just was a bear channel. So a bear channel is a bull flag. So I was thinking we would get a third leg up, and that's kind of how it looked at the end of the day today. So anyway, let's take a look at the 2700 tick chart, and we were really just in that range from yesterday for most of this day. So all you want to do is buy low, sell high, and for the most part, take scalps. So this is about a 17-point range or so. So maybe take 2-point scalps. And there's a lot, excuse me, there's a lot of opportunities. So let's take a look. So if you come in at 5 o'clock, we're at the low of this range. We did make a higher low here. Not sure I would buy up here. By the time this bar closes, you're at the top of a tight trading range. You get a lower high, maybe I would think you get all these dojis in a row. Maybe drop a limit order to sell up here. And then same thing down here. Look at that, 4 dojis in a row. When you get 3 stems like that, maybe drop a limit order here to buy. Either one, it's a good a good sell up here, and it's a good buy down here. Come up here, you get this bear bar. I think you can probably sell for a scalp below this bar. But you could also drop a limit order up here, get filled, and then it goes down. And then I think it's reasonable to buy with the limit order here. I think it's reasonable to sell with a limit order up here. You want to scalp, because if you go for a swing here, you'd get stopped out. Let's see. Let's say you dropped a limit order at the new high, 1075. You would have been able to get out with a 3-point trade, 3-point profit, but you probably shouldn't be going for 3 points of profit, especially at this point. The trading range is probably only 10 points, 975. It's like about 14 points or so. So yeah, there's that. Make another new high. I think you can, at this point, I think this is a double top, and I think you can go short below this bear bar, and you definitely get a scalp there. Can you buy with limit orders down here? You can. Probably better to wait for a new low, and boom, we get it here. But before we get to there, let's talk about this. Can you enter with the limit or a market order below this bar? You can. I would look at if there's room back to the EMA for a scalp. Like there was room here back to the EMA for a scalp, but you would have gotten stopped out if you put your stop right there. But some people probably are using wide stops, putting it up here. So not the greatest when this one closes a doji, maybe you enter with a limit order up here. Probably wouldn't have gotten filled on this bar. When you get this lower high, maybe you consider a market order, but I think a limit order up here is probably a better idea, especially you got a bull close beneath the EMA, and I think it's reasonable to buy with a limit order down here. You get a higher low, I think you can buy with a market order above that, and just more back and forth. So sell with limit orders up here, buy with limit orders down here, buy with limit orders here, higher low, sit out of this. We got a new high, big strong bear bar, sell that. When it slows down here, sell with a limit order high. You get this bear channel. When it starts to go sideways, buy. Maybe I can understand why someone might sit out because this looks like a channel, but you could argue that the channel was actually more like this. And we have a break and a move to a new high, or a new low, excuse me. And then you sell here and you get stopped out probably, and at that point you would have made so much money that one loss wouldn't really matter. So let's see. You can see profit taking at the measured move, and then it went a little higher. And that's pretty much it. We had a sell-off at the end of the day. And that's pretty much it for today. So there's one last look at it. Keep in mind these monthly, weekly, and daily charts, and I'll be back tomorrow.